Hello, dear friends. Today is a great day outside. I only had one problem. Had to pee, but that's over now. And today, before going to bed to sleep for 4 hours in the afternoon, having a huge siesta and hugging the cute doggy, Elma wants to quickly share something with you. And by the way, having a great siesta. It's not because Elmo is too lazy. It's because Ace, uh, Elmo worked so hard last night. So hard. So hard. Elmo was thinking he's going to have slightly working place, but Elmo was mistaken. Anyway, now today's small idea I'm going to share with you. It's not inspired by that song, by the way. I listened to it lately, but it was in Elma's notebook. In general, Elma has this idea. So here down there, you can see the amazing performance of Pink to that song called Just Like a Pill. And yes, it's uh, a bit of tragical and all that, love scenario, etc. But I'm not about suffering today. Elmo has swollen quite a few pills, and it's not about long suffering. Now, still, you can see that song and just remember it somehow in your mind, like a theme song. So today's topic is run, run ASAP, as fast as you can, and when and how. It's gonna be short, by the way. Now, I'm gonna use the example of my last, not last, but previous working place. Uh, as a matter of fact, uh, I started working there on the New Year's Eve, and they got me on Christmas while I was watching a Kylie Minogue show, and I had a miracle. This wonderful, sweet, cute box called me and invited me to work. I was not seriously planning to change my job, but I was trying to escape a pedophile, and, and I was thinking that's for good. Well, it wasn't, which wouldn't get me back to the pedophile. So I didn't regret changing my job position. I regretted being misled. Now, I'm not gonna go to details because some people might see that, but in that store, it looks a bit of cool, a bit of small, etc. It's a place where people are abused in all kinds. You name it, check. I was abused by that in that way. For example, physically, yes, I was working too much, like for 3 or 4 people. Only during the day, uh, the the day shift is a bit more difficult. Financially, yes, especially in Sundays, we will have this disappearing money. Especially on Sunday, I want to underline that when we don't have much sales, money will disappear. At the end of that, they didn't pay my salary, so now I'm minus 8,100. You know, and more, but I didn't calculate all that. For 6 months, that's what I lost. I got offended, yes, in many ways, like treating like, uh, I don't want to go to details. Well, I got a whore in the neighborhood flirting with someone's husband, stuff like that. My boss called me a sex bomb after 6 months working like a donkey without even knowing her. She was seriously stupid and what else? Yeah, physically, emotionally for sure. Um, yeah, I was attacked physically, by the way, once, and that woman got away, and I was offended. By the way, I'm still offended in very stupid way, but by people who don't know me, which is like a compliment to me. So they'll try to ruin my reputation, lying, stuff like I don't want to sell something to someone, which is seriously impossible to happen to someone. But anyway, now a terrible place. And I'm not the first one. There are many people who work there for short periods of times, but I'm stubborn for short periods of time, and they would go without the salary, etc. Now we are working on that. It will be fixed. Trust me, Elmo knows how to deal with that. But uh and yes, you will probably not have a store in my city, by the way, sooner or later, or not in that shape and form. Anyway, now, uh, all that continued for 6 months, and yeah, you could see the loss. You could see I didn't have to be there. Why I stayed? Because I was trapped with two of my month salaries. They would pay, they would keep them, and they actually sometimes get you there. Plus, I don't want to change situations so fast, and plus I was hoping something would change, someone would do something, etc. Well, that didn't happen. Anyway, I didn't go because because I don't know why. I don't like changes. And because that was too much of information and too much work and effort, too many hours, all that, I was literally not having the strength physically to make decisions or to go changing my job. I would have to work for a month more anyway. So, and um, what I have noticed, it's a very, very weird. You know, in the night shifts, there are people who don't work during the day because they actually cannot handle that. So it's non-stop, but the night shifts don't work during the day. They're not capable. And by the way, point for me because it looks like the other girl in the day shifts, she's also not capable. So the only one capable and there would be me, but no one will agree with that anyway. And uh well, let me mention that I would go to the trash cans like 10 times a day carrying boxes with products, so you could imagine, you know um so uh this woman that came for the night shift, I saw her during the interview and she gave me the impression of, I've been a manager, I have made interviews, and she would make this impression of someone who is too smart, too asking, too talkative, too opinionated, a bit of a problem. Just a bit. Well, she appeared to be quite a problem, but what's interesting is that she was a mother. She had a baby with some illness, high, but she stayed for something like a week dealing with the two other sellers and with the accountant. She stayed for something like a week working, and then one more to go. She had to say before that she's leaving so they can find someone else. Now, this girl, she didn't even complete a month. She's risking not to be paid, stuff like that. She was murmuring, controlling, running here and there. But she was rough. And this type of people that keep you like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" Like in a dangerous situation. Too judging, too fast, too talkative, like talking to herself all the time. But actually, when she decided to go, she was calm and like someone else. She was not fighting anymore. And now I wanted to note what she said as a reason. She came up with a very weird reason for leaving. She didn't say, I don't like the working place. She didn't say, I don't like this idiot or someone else. She said, she was very motivated, trying to learn everything. She was behaving like she knows everything about the product. And she said, the night shifts are giving me itchy hair. Itchy hair. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that a lot because, this store was giving me an itchy ass at the end of it. And now, an itchy lawyer. But I didn't do what she did. I didn't run just as fast as I can. Probably don't have to run, just leave or go. But guys, I want to ask you today, how much of your life you think you have spent, like percentage, with in a shitty situation with shitty people, or in proper situation? And you know what part of your life you have lost with someone who mistreated you, was not making you happy, or whatever the situation, because I have dealt with more for too long, you know and I don't run lately because I have become a fighter and I'm very stubborn. I was like, no, you are so dumb, you are not going to make me make a decision. I feel like I'm in Big Brother and someone is always manipulating me, misleading me, offending me, provoking me, and stuff like that. And yes, I take it as a compliment because why fight me? Or why fight me? Well, think a bunch. I would prefer a compliment from someone else, but say hi to the pigs. Now, yeah, I was having lower back problems and I worked almost a month instead of that girl because she was in hospital with some bronchitis or something like that, and too long for this type of disease anyway. I was working freshly new, not trained, for almost a month. And when she came back, I wanted one day off to take Lulu from Białysławia, which is in the other side of the country. I needed to get her. I needed to find a zoo taxi to meet that bus, etc. She would not give me a day off after I have worked for her like 28 days in a row. I almost passed out in there a few times with the energy drinks. She said, if you need one day, you will have to work 6 days in a row. She was all about vacations, but how cruel. And when I had these problems, because that's what happens when you work so long, standing tall, I had a problem in the lower back, and she said, I'm going to, how to say that? There is tradition in Bulgaria. You kill a pig on Christmas. You know, she she said she has to do that, but it was not Christmas anyway. So greetings to the pig. And yeah, I was working. I stayed home one day or two with the pills and all that, and I was literally not capable of working and walking, but I did it anyways. You have to work in a place where you have chairs and you can sit. I had two chairs, but sometimes you cannot sit because you run. Anyways, I don't want to complain, but why not? Why not complaining? Now I want to finish that with wanting you to think about when do you have to run. We realize we need to run at times, but when is very important. So here is the answer. Usually your emotions will tell you. Your emotions, feeling good, feeling bad, will tell you. It cannot be a perfect situation, but to realize what's going on, you need to step outside and imagine that this is your child. For example, if I have a daughter and she's working in that store and these girls are talking to her like that, lying about her all the time, provoking other people to spread hatred, that doesn't work, by the way. It works very rarely, usually, but if they treat that woman, that my daughter like that, what will I do? You're out in a minute. And I was close to that point, and I was thinking, I'm taking all of my money because I knew they keep them for something, and they keep on lying. And I was like, I'm taking all of my money. That's what a boy before me did, by the way. And I'm just throwing up the keys to the neighbor in the store, and I'm out. What can they do? Nothing. But I didn't do that. I wanted to play by the rules. I have never done that to take my salary, but now I have to use the law to do it, and I'll probably take less. And that was hard work. Anyway, uh, anyway, um, I probably should have, probably I will have to show you how they offend me over internet. There is this seller. They all live in another city, and this seller, I don't know her, by the way. And she gets in that chat room in Viber, and she goes, "Hey, you ugly freak, go fuck with the monkey." And yeah, I needed that to tell her what to do with the monkey. So when you reply in a similar way, uh, it's not fair to complain, but actually that's offense because I don't know that girl, and I will smash her head if possible if she talks to me like that in the eye. I will kick her. By the way, they were all aggressive. That accountant, she would point a finger to me, meaning I'll hit you, and I would wait and look at her face. And she did that because I called her my darling, in an ironic way, but not so ironic to get beaten. Anyway, now now it's my fault. That's one of the other videos I want to talk about later, or maybe I should mention it now in general. In almost every situation in your life, when you suffer or you don't feel good, there is a point when you have to say, it's my fault, and find why. My fault is that I didn't go. But maybe that was a plan. Maybe that's good. Because if I go, yeah, who would deal with this idiot? I don't I don't give it the time right now. I will later. And yeah, so your emotions, and if you look through the parenting eye, if that is my child, will I leave it in there? Well, don't spoil your child too much, because now I work in a place that I like, but of course at time I may get some slaps. You can call them slaps, not fists. But it's normal to have bad and good emotions and people you like only too much, but at the end, in general, cool. If you got to, I don't need to run. And some people need to run, but I'm not one of them. And what last? What last? Yeah. Well, guys, think. Do you have an itchy hair? Is something giving you the itchy hair? Because life is too short, and I have lost time, and I know how that feels. And still, I believe you cannot actually lose time, because you might be stopped somewhere in your decision, but you don't lose your time. You're always doing something. Okay, goodbye. And remember, and remember, you know, it's good to be in a puppet show, but a puppet cannot keep a bar. Okay, I love you, and remember, when it's itchy, you scratch, and you have greetings for Lulu.